Next up on the list is transmission fluid and rear differential fluid. So right up here, this is the lower transmission cooler line that goes into the radiator, and you need to remove it. There's a tiny little clip right there that you've got to get out so you can pull that hard line out, and that's what the clip looks like. So they go flying a lot of times. Just take your time and be really careful. So we're going to pull that out and slip a piece of hose over it and then start the engine. There's our hose, and we're going to let the transmission do the work of pumping all the fluid out, and then we'll measure that exact amount and put that same amount in the engine, and we'll do that until we've got all new fluid in there. Alright, so we've got our hose going down into a drain pan. The next thing you're going to do is start up the engine and watch the fluid come out, and as soon as you see any sign of bubbles or air, then you want to shut the engine off. And then once you do that, you'll measure the exact amount that came out into the drain pan. You can use an old oil bucket or whatever you got to do, and then put that same amount back into the engine. And you'll do that until you've gone through the whole capacity of your transmission. So let's go ahead and start it up. Okay, so yeah, we saw some bubbles coming out. Now we'll measure this final amount. This is the third time I've done this. I didn't want to do the first three on camera. Only need to see it once, really. It's been about 4.5 to 5 quarts. So I've got 4.5 quarts left. This should be my final fill. We'll top it off, and then once the transmission's up to temperature, we'll just make sure that it's all topped off. And in this thing, I'm using ATF Max Life. This is a really good one. It fits lots of different cars, but the important thing is that it's Dexron 6 compatible. You don't want to use Dexron 3 in the newer GM transmissions. Alright, we'll measure here. These transmission fluid jugs only come in 4 quarts instead of 5. See how much we got out this time. Stuff is still pretty dirty. It is very dark red compared to the new stuff. So I've got 4.5 quarts left. Hopefully that's enough to top it off. If not, once it's warm and we check the level, it's a little bit low, we'll just run back to the store and pick some up. The best place to get this is actually Walmart. If you buy it at AutoZone, it is literally $10 more. It's 27 bucks plus tax at AutoZone, or $17 at Walmart. Alright, so we are just a hair over 4 quarts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got about 4 and maybe 4 2/3. Yeah, something like that. Maybe closer to 4.5. So now we can just add that in up top. We should be ready to go. Alright, we've got about 4.5 quarts back in. Now we got to connect the lower cooler line, start her up, check for leaks, and then we're going to do the differential fluid in the back. After that, we'll go for our test drive and check our final fluid level for the transmission. So the rear end is really easy. It's probably one of the easiest ones. GM really got this right. You actually have a drain plug at the bottom of the differential. There's our fill plug over there. So we're gonna get this sucker out with a 3/8 ratchet. Not even gonna need an extension here, and should be able to just turn this guy out. Somewhere around 2 quarts is the capacity for this. I don't remember exactly, so I went ahead and bought 3, and I'm going to use 75/90 full synthetic. This one has a locker in it, So I probably need to put some friction modifier in there, but I can always do that later on. I'm just trying to go through the fluids real quick before this towing trip, because I don't know when the last time they were done is. Oh yeah, nice and gross. This stuff is way stinky. Alright, we're ready to fill this thing back up, and I'm pretty sure we've got room to just, yep, there we do, fill it with the bottle. So when you're filling this, you're just going to squeeze the bottle in there until it starts spilling out. That is literally how this works. It's pretty dang simple. On some vehicles you have to use a pump to pump the fluid in there, because sometimes you can't fit a bottle like this. A little bunch of stuff in the way. Let me take all that out and I'll use this squirt over left in my last bottle. Sit on the shelf. There was one. Is it quart, by the way? I mentioned that. See if you get this in. Maybe like 2 1/4, 2 1/2, something like that. There's looking at a little bit. That's the lid. Looking so we gotta get to our okay, there's 2 quarts. Well, I got an incline, so maybe a little more than I'm supposed to. That's the same point. That might be later. When I pack my fluid level, I take it on down. I'll park down the 3 quarts level, and then I'll pull this fill plug out. I'll make sure I refill. The overfill, your rear end, you get your bubbles in it, and when the oil gets frothy, it'll do its job. All right, well that's 3 quarts. That's more than should have gone in there. So I think this incline got us a little bit too much. But we'll put in the fill plug back and go take this thing for a test drive so we can top off our transmission fluid level, and then we'll be good to go. Well, I like concrete answers, so I went ahead and dumped the differential oil into an empty jug here to see exactly how much came out. And we got maybe a hair under 2.5 quarts. So if you're going to go out and buy some fluid, you definitely need to get at least 3. Alright, so just let everything warm up. Went for a little drive around the block. I did pull the fill plug on the rear end, and nothing came out. I stuck my pinky in there and it was just below the fill line. So 3 quarts seems just fine for the G80 rear end. This has the 373. So we'll check the transmission fluid, see where we're at. See if I can get it on camera here. Not quite. We are right below the crosshatch mark. You'll see the hole on the right side, that's the full. And then we have a hole on the left side, which is the bottom of the full mark. So we're right in the middle. Could probably add 1/2 quart, which I may do. But that sums it up for this update video. So we'll see you soon.